Hi, welcome to Healyourself Therapies. I'm doing this video just as a special video going out to everybody who is now, obviously, the whole world is involved in this coronavirus issue that we have now. And I just want to give you a couple of pieces of advice to help you get through this situation. We've been in lockdown for a week now, just a week, but already I've seen a lot of things happening that help, but also I've seen a lot of things that are not helping at the moment, that are really not helping the people here in Spain and in other countries. So what's the advice? The advice is that at the moment we are being bombarded by an avalanche, by a tsunami of information, much of which is rubbish information, much of which is horrible, negative, frightening, terrifying information that is not helping whatsoever. There are lots of official messages that are being supposedly sent out that are coming through things like WhatsApp, through all of the social medias on the phones, and they are rubbish, and they're designed to instill tremendous amounts of fear. Where they come from is not important, but my advice is this: if you find yourself on lockdown or due to be on lockdown, or please keep social distancing and stay at home as much as possible, what I would suggest is that you do not spend all of your time at home leafing through, scrolling through feed after feed of these horrible messages. Be very careful. I would also ask you, please, not to share these horrible negative messages about what could happen, what might happen, what they're thinking about doing, all of that is just hyperbole. It's just the unknown, and it's also not helping. It's making people become very stressed and very frightened. And what happens when we're very stressed and when we're very frightened is this: in simplistic terms, we think we're being attacked when we feel frightened and when we feel stressed. We believe that we're being attacked. Our body goes into attack mode, like we are being attacked. And so it goes into what's called the fight or flight, which most of us know about now. But what happens in fight or flight is this: that the body goes into a very certain state, a very typical state, in which it diverts blood, it stops all the digestion, and it pumps the blood to the surface, into the muscles, away from the brain, in readiness to run or fight. And that's brilliant when we need to run or fight. But remember, we're at home, and so there's nowhere to run and there's nobody to fight. And so what happens is this: our thinking diminishes. We become less able to think, purely because our body is diverting our resources to somewhere else. We also have our digestive system on hold, or at least diminished. And maybe you don't, but our immune system, a very, very large percentage, if not the majority of our immune system, is in the gut. Okay? And so what happens is, when we stay in fight or flight for a long period of time, we start to lose our immunity. Our immune system becomes corrupted, it becomes weakened. And that's simply it. So if you are constantly feeding yourself fearful messages, and it's very easy to do because they're everywhere. They are everywhere. On the news, on the TV, on the phone. There is no escape from them, or it seems that way. But what happens is, every time that you get a fearful message, and especially when they're compounded, your body automatically goes into fight or flight. You can't avoid it. All you need to do in this loop is to feel fear and to feel stressed. So your job, if you want to be safe and you want to be healthy, your job is to be as calm as possible. How can you do that? The easy thing is you start being extremely careful about what you present to yourself in terms of videos, in terms of messages, in terms of the TV. Personally, if you're at home, the system is this for me. This is what I am aiming to do now. I know that there's a virus outside. I know that we have to stay at home to be safe. That's it. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know about the ins and outs of the virus and what it does to the body and what it can do and how it's mutating and all. I don't need to know that. All I need to know is, what do I need to do to keep myself safe? And that's all that you need to do. Be careful. Keep yourself safe. Stay at home. Don't expose yourself, or expose yourself to the minimum. But beyond that, that's all you need to know. You don't need to be swimming in an overload of information. And this is where we are now. And so my suggestion is that you stop using the phone to find information and turn off the TV. Turn off the news. You don't need to watch the news. I'll tell you what happens. If you've got a family group on WhatsApp, which most people have, at least they're in touch with somebody or friends, you will know every big decision that's made because people will tell you. Okay? People are sharing information. This is great. People share information to keep us safe, keep one another safe. You will not go without finding the information, the most important things. But the day-to-day horrible repetition of fear is going to be the undoing of us if we allow ourselves to go down that road. Right? Second bit of advice. What else are you going to do then if you're not going to sit on your phone? What on earth are you going to do? Well, it's easy. What you do is this. You rekindle hobbies. You start to do practical things, whether it be drawing, painting, fixing, do it yourself, whatever needs to be done in the house. Now's the time. Now is the time to start being active mentally, because that makes you strong as well. When you've got something that you need to do, when you've got a plan for tomorrow, that actually brings strength to your body. This makes you much stronger, and it's proven that people who retire and say, that's it, I'm doing nothing for the rest of my life, that's it, no more work, they're the people who within 1 or 2 years often die, because the body shuts down, because they are giving the message to the body, there's nothing for me to do. And so the body goes, well, all right, I'll just sort that out for you. But when they say, when you die, you should have the longest to-do list possible. Okay? That means why should you have a big to-do list? Because when you have things to do, your body apportions energy for those things, and it kind of focuses on the future. And so you become very future oriented, and you become very, very healthy. Okay? And it sounds bizarre, but you do. Your body wants you to continue so that you can do these things. And that's why you need a hobby. That's why you need a project. So whatever you've got to do, if it's to fix things, if it's the stuff that needed resolving that you never got round to resolving, if it's a book to write a book. They say there's a book in everyone. Start writing a book. Start writing. Start designing. Start doing something creative. This is going to make you strong. Okay? Because we've got a few weeks to go before all of this dies down. So you might as well do something. The time's going to pass anyway, so you may as well do something of value. But the least valuable thing you can do is to fill yourself with fear and stress, make yourself weak, and also fill yourself through with hypnotic suggestions. I can't emphasize how strong hypnotic messages can affect you, how strongly they can affect you. When somebody is telling you symptoms and how many symptoms and when and what it happens and how strongly, your body is taking that in, your mind is listening to that. And so it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this is very important. Don't immerse yourself in the negative. Because if you immerse yourself in the negative, sometimes you get a realization of that negative. Immerse yourself in the positive. I'm not talking about positive thinking, right? Albeit that there's nothing wrong with positive thinking. Immerse yourself in something positive. If you're going to watch something, start watching humorous stuff. Watching things that make you laugh, right? Not feel fearful. Get yourself laughing. Do something that makes you feel good. I'm telling you, if you do a project, if you start writing a book, or you draw and you haven't drawn for ages, or you just write a bit of poetry, it doesn't matter. Do something that's practical, something of value, and you will feel better. All right? So that's how we're going to get through this. Okay? We're all going to look after one another. We're all here in this together. So I'll leave that with you. Let's get on and let's get ourselves busy and do something. We always say that we're short of time. Now's the time. Now's the time to make use of the time and do something of value. Okay? So, see you later, and the best of luck in all of this. Stay safe.